Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks. A couple of days ago, I made a video on this, and I'm going to put a link to how I came up with this shape without this line. And it came out pretty well. It was pretty well accepted. But I thought, man, that would look better if we sliced it in half and did this. That's really unusual. And this is one of the best examples of how the clone tool can help you look at it in real time. And, you know, if you do things like that, I don't really like that, but you get the idea. I think that really looks good because it looks like folded paper. So I'm going to put a link how I got to that point on how I did this point, and then it's basically the same. So let me ungroup this for a second, and let's get rid of that line. Matter of fact, we might even try 3 lines this time and just see what happens. So I've got this shape, and I'll put a link at the bottom to how we got to this, and it's pretty easy and pretty simple. Let's go with the 3-point curve line, and let's go to that edge, and let's put it down a little lower, and let's get this line here, and then maybe do another line from there, and just make sure you're on top of that line. So that's all you need. Of course, I don't know what this is going to look like. I'm going to group this together so I can move it out of the way in a minute. And if you look, I'm working in the center of the page. If we bring in the indexing lines, I always work in the center of the page for a lot of reasons, and this is a good example of it. So now we're going to take the Smart Fill tool. Let's do an orange this time and fill in these parts. And we have no leaks, so we're good to go. Now, because I grouped that together, I can move that out of the way. Now what I want to do is, basically I want to take away the outline. So I'm going to select it all, and I'm going to right-click my mouse on No Fill. You could leave that till you're done with the interactive fill tool, but if we pick this bottom one and go right here to the interactive fill tool, and let's go upwardly, and let's put a little darkness to it. Now we'll get this one and do just the opposite and put a little darkness to it. It kind of makes it look like a rise, or if we can change that, and especially with the clone tool, we can change that quite a bit. I think that's too dark, but we can change it. Now I'm going to take this third one. I don't know what I'm going to do. Let's put a little darkness at the end. Now we've got 3 objects. I've never really done, I don't think I've done 3 objects with a clone, but we're going to clone these. So I'm going to take this one, the top one, go to View, or excuse me, Edit, and Clone. And then I'm going to move it out of the way. I'm going to take the other one, Edit, Clone, and move it out of the way. Take the bottom one, Edit, Clone, and move it out of the way. Now, if we look here, this is our control curve, this is our control curve, and that's our control curve. So this is really what we need. So what we're going to do, we're just going to move this out of the way. Do not nudge, do not move it, nudge this. Now, for just a second, when you're working with 3 of these, you need to group this together for a second. Control G, Control D, Alternate C, and we're going to rotate it 90 degrees. Control D, Control D. That looks pretty good right off the bat. Let's take away our indexing lines. Now we're going to select it all. We're going to go to Object, Group, and Ungroup. And now we can bring in this. I don't know that I would change it. I think this is the first time I've ever done a clone that I'm quite happy with that. But I'm just going to show you that we could change it and get back the interactive fill tool. And we're going to put a little bit of darkness. You know, like I said, I don't think it's worth messing with. I think it looks pretty good, but you can always do other things. You know, maybe I don't think this is going to work with a flip, but you know, you could do things like that. So I'm going to call that good, but I will put a link at the bottom in case you missed that video. That looks pretty good. I'm quite happy. and we could select it all. We could right click on a black line and put a black line, and it kind of disappears into the blackness. Anyway, I hope that was amusing a little bit, and thank you for watching.